Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. We found the Roman Bear, and today we're continuing on tinkering with the Terrano. Terry the Terrible is still in pieces. Story of my life, but I just got the injectors back from being cleaned, so we can go ahead and put those in now. And yeah, one thing I'm having an issue with now is this stupid fan clutch. I got the water pump to work, and we were able to separate it with a pulley separator, and we got the fan clutch separated from the water pump, which I'll put a quick video in here explaining that. So we're attempting to get the bearing out of here. It seems to be stuck, and this is probably going to snap. So I think the play is to break this off, make a flange that can bolt up to a North American fan clutch, and away we go. Yeah, and basically now Jamie has the fan clutch, and he's gonna try to extract that bearing. If he can get that bearing out and get a new one in there successfully, and we can get that all back together, that would save me a lot of money. Bearing I can't see being more than like 20, 30, 40 bucks. And the water pump's like $400, and it's in Australia, so a lot of shipping. Probably cost me 500 bucks by the end of it. So we're gonna try to avoid that, and we're gonna try and rebuild the water pump slash fan clutch. So stay tuned, because we'll have an outcome of that right away here. And yeah, as for right now, I'm just literally tinkering in the garage, hanging out. My bench is a mess. Look at this. Look at that. I was trying to find a thermostat. Haven't been able to find a thermostat locally yet. I might just put this one back in because there was nothing wrong with it. I just thought I'd do some preventative maintenance and replace that. But yeah, in here we got the injectors. They've all been rebuilt. Nice and clean. New seals in them. And it came with new crush washers. So we'll be throwing those in right away here. Basically, it's laid out. I just was tinkering out here, and I just thought I'd start this video. And I think tomorrow after work, I'm gonna hopefully get some hours in on this thing. And yeah, for tonight, I'm just maybe gonna get that power steering pump back on there. And I've actually been packing Patty. We're actually going for a one-nighter. I'm gonna film it. We're basically going camping with some of my work friends. The fam jam at work, you know, the Unit 83. Solid crew. We're going out camping. This will be Brandon's very first time basically backwoods camping, which is exciting for him. And he just got a Frontier, so he's going to be coming on a little off-road adventure. And even though it's just like an FSR, but for him it'll be a big deal, and he's going to be super pumped on it. And I hope he has a good time. But yeah, we're just getting Patty all ready for that trip. And basically, that's all I'm doing right now. So basically, I'm just going to tinker away here for a little bit. I guess let's see if we can get this. Last time we pulled out this power steering pump so we could get that filter cleaned on the banjo bolt there. We got that done, so we might as well throw that back together. It'll take me 15 minutes while we're out here. I was also thinking about maybe pulling the lights off this hood and getting it ready for dismantle. So, yeah, we'll just tinker around. I get this question a lot about how I mounted my off-road lights. And basically all it is a body panel clamp. I got one for each light. I've seen guys use these for lots of things. Actually, a homie of mine in Winnipeg, he actually used these clamps to mount like fender like flares. So he basically clamped this on the edge of his fender lip, and then he has like an extension bolted onto it that gives him like an extra like 3 or 4 inches of flare. But then he can take it off when he goes off-roading or whatever when he doesn't want to have it on. But kind of cool little clamps, honestly. They just have a bunch of little set screws, and you just clamp it to anything that will fit on. But that's how I did it. 3 out of 5. Nice, I'll just keep plugging away at this. It's coming along. Alright, there you have it. Sheet of stainless with vents in it off the old hood. So I'm having a little bit of an issue with this T-stat housing. There's a really long bolt that goes on this far side, and I don't know what's going on in there, but I think it's just from corrosion. I can't get the bolt to go any tighter, and I'm scared I'm going to snap it off. So I don't know, I might try to keep tightening that a little bit more. Looks like it's pretty close to being tight. And then we'll throw these injectors in. This is annoying me though. Alright, so essentially I'm just trying to get these stupid little copper washers out of the injector threads. Where does that go? Got it. Nice. That just took a little bit of messing around, but we got this little guy. So there's two copper washers in the bottom of this. One's like the thread seat, and one is the nozzle seal. Not too sure. I'm gonna have to contact someone because I'm actually not 100% sure. Because when I pulled out the washers on mine, they were just like flat. I can pull this up here, but these little ones have like a lip. There's like a flat top with like a rounded lip on the bottom. So I don't know if that rounded lip goes down or up. I'll have to figure that out. Alright, got it figured out. Found a video on the internet, and basically the flat side of this washer seats on the nozzle of the injector. So we're going to reinstall it. I'm going to use these little pliers, and I'm going to hold them from the inside like this, and then just set them down in there. Boop. Nose number 2. That went in good. Number 3. You freaking prick. I think that went in, but I dropped my light, so I can't see nothing. I need like one of those hood lights that goes up on your hood. This thing is bright and is really nice, but man, it's awkward to try and sit places, so it's helps you out. Okay, so that's good. That's good. That's good. Okay, we got one more to do. This just goes in here nice and easy, which it just did. And that one's in there. In there, we got all of them in. Okay. Apparently these you only got to go like 20 to 30 foot-pounds of torque on these. I see some people just say tighten them until they don't leak anymore. If you tighten it a bit and then just basically keep going until it's tight. And there we're basically just waiting for the water pump to show up, and then this thing will be runnable. Alright, that one was kind of a pain in the ass. And Melissa's leaf blowing, so got all these in. Okay, we got these little washers here. These go on the top of the injector. Looking pretty good. 4 injectors in. I also want to clean up this ground wire right here. This is the ground wire for the glow plugs. It looks pretty corroded and ugly, so we'll redo that. And then yeah, next up is to put the fuel rail on and glow plug terminals. And we're done this install. Alright, so we got the rusty terminal off of here. I'm just stripping back some wire because we got lots of extra. And then this will also be, hopefully, better. That'll work. Nice. Oh, I hate these crampons. All right. We got the glow plugs all put back together. Wire's got a new end on it. Everything's been sanded, and hopefully that is what we need to get that injector situation all taken care of. Now we just gotta wait for this freaking water pump to show up, and then I can drive this again, get it safetied. Let's go. Good evening, and we're back with some more tinkering. Still got a lot more for this video. Unfortunately, I'm waiting for my water pump, which is probably going to be another like 2 weeks or more. So I might just wrap this up, but I got a couple more things I want to do real quick. And yeah, look what came. We got the Nissan horn button, Japanese like vintage style. It's not an original because those are worth way too much more money than I want to spend. But it's a knockoff and it looks pretty good to me. And then yeah, I can't remember if I showed you guys this yet or not, but won this on Yahoo Japan. And it's just a vintage Super Indy Momo wheel, wood grain. So I'm thinking of putting that in. My original thought was to put it in the Versa, but I'm going to put it in Terry for now. It's kind of small, so it'd be better in the car, but I don't know. I'm still kind of wanting to find like I think it's a 360 millimeter Nardi wood grain for Terry, but everyone who sells them wants way too much money. I do see them in Yahoo Japan auctions, but usually like 250, 300, but I'm just not ready to commit to that wheel yet. I want to focus on getting this running and whatnot first, but yeah, I'm just ranting around the shed here. The other thing that I meant to show you is the cluster came back. Shouts outs to Mike. He cleaned up all the solders and redid a handful of them and basically deconstructed and re-put together this cluster. So fingers crossed that's the trick that is needed to get that thing working again. And yeah, I'm gonna throw that in right now. Also, Mike sent me these little plates, these little 3D printed plates. Pretty cool, like a carbon fiber design. I don't know if you can, oh yeah, there you go, you can kind of see it. Yeah, essentially this is just going to cover the holes on the fender where the mirror goes. So essentially right here, this is going to just be taped onto there. This makes it look a little cleaner than that. And yeah. So yeah, before we get the cluster in, just everything under here, I just want to kind of button up as much more as I can before that water pump shows up. So I can throw the intercooler piping back on. I just tossed the horn on. Yeah, tighten up everything, double check my nuts. But let's get this intake side set up real quick, and then we'll get to that cluster. Just trying not to touch myself with anything on this thing because you just end up with black. Jamie was right. So the worst part about owning a diesel is that you just get covered in black stuff every time you touch it. I'm either going to be stinking like diesel or looking like I bathed in it. Take this up a bit. So I've definitely been dreaming big on this thing. And I really want to do a manual injection swap. So if any of you gurus have any suggestions or know where I could find a TD27 manual transmission bell housing, I would be forever grateful. Because I need one of those in order to do what I want to do. I would love to do a manual injection pump, but I don't think there's any way I can with an automatic transmission. And I think it'd be sweet to have this thing a manual anyhow. So that's the goal. There we go. Tighten up all these hose clamps, and that guy that they say is your uncle's your uncle. Now it's cluster time. Well, that went right into the oil bin. Love that. That's hard to get in there. This was all nice and clean, but now it's all scuffed and dirty. Oh God. All right, that is considered tight. Let's go do the cluster. Man, I'm just like quickly appreciating this interior. How rad are these seats? I think they're so cool. Regulus. All right. So yeah, cluster going back in should be relatively slack. Pretty much just slides in there and Bob's your uncle. Into here. I should just go in like this. How did I get this out of here? Struggle with this a little bit. I almost need to take off this plastic. I'm gonna take off this cowl around here. Pretty sure it just pops off with a few simple screws. I think I gotta take this whole thing out. I just gotta pop this. This way. There we go. All right, I'll get these last screws in and then I'll show you what it looks like. And there we go. We got the cluster in. I don't really know what else I'm gonna do at this point. I have been tempted to take all the door panels off and potentially throw some new speakers in it, so I'll think some more on that. But until then, I'm just waiting on parts still. So yeah, the waiting game. The joys of having a right-hand drive. You can't just go down to your parts store and grab whatever you need, right? But that's all right. So yeah, I can't really test out the cluster until I get it running, and can't get it running until I get a water pump in it. So here we sit. Until then, we wait. I don't got a whole lot more to talk about. The Versa, yeah, just waiting for some side cash to roll in so I can tow that out to Vernon and get it to the Nissan dealership so they can reflash that ECM. And until that happens, it's just gonna sit here in the yard. I don't really know what else to do with it, so that's my life. We got a bunch of Nissans, but yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this video. And yeah, if you guys like what you saw, make sure you like and subscribe. And I'm just gonna keep on tinkering on Nissans and recording it for you guys. So yeah, you know, just go out and buy yourself some Nissans and work on them, I guess. That's my motivation for you guys. And until the next time, we'll see ya. Night night.